Yes, people. Welcome back to the finished article. Welcome back to Premier League Talk on a special edition about Manchester United. I've got my boy Shaz joining me. Where are we? There we are. There he is. The man himself, the man of the hour, the
What's
man
happening,
of
bro?
the most podcasts that I've ever seen on this channel. He's always there. He's always there. I don't think you've missed many, have you, bro?
No, I think it's the odd one or two here or there, but I try to get on most of them, which is
That's
all
it.
good.
I mean, you're on more than me because you're on the sky blue one, and I'm not even on that, bro.
That's fine. I'm trying to branch out as much as I can, or
That's it,
hopefully do
bro.
more as
That's
well.
it. But as you can see below, just over on this side, you've got the official socials of the channel. So finished article on Facebook, finished article without the E and the number 2 for Twitter, and just / finished article on YouTube. And in this corner and this corner, you've got our official Twitter handlers for our personal ones. So if you need to reach out, you've got all the socials across the bottom there. But as I said, this show is about Manchester United. As you can see, the title, they've got a couple of little topics we want to talk about. We've got Sancho, we've got Felix, Rashford, we've got Martial, we've got a bit of Casemiro, and we've got the first one I want to cover because it's something I'm really happy about. Something that I'm waiting for to happen, Shaz. You know what I'm talking about. We're talking about Harry Maguire going to Aston Villa. Now, go on,
So,
Shaz.
gone. So I didn't want to pop your bubble too early. So I was driving to work this morning, and as I do, I always have Talk Sport on because what
Yeah,
else do you listen to other than sport?
true.
So apparently, I heard that the rumors are that he was in Birmingham for dinner, but apparently the rumors are that he's not signing for Villa, and that's categorically been called off.
Bro,
You never
even
know;
if he
things
doesn't
might
sign for
change.
Villa, if he signs for another club this window, I don't care. I don't care where he goes. Bro, he could go back
Yeah,
to Leicester for all I care. I don't really care. Send him back to
that's
Leicester.
fine.
They,
Yeah,
they need some help over in Leicester anyway. They're not doing too well. They need someone that might be able to help them. But this guy probably just make it worse for him. So it is what it
yeah.
is.
No, that's true. I
But
mean, I
what
think
what
it's
what, what do you think, Shaz? What do you think the possibilities are of Harry Maguire actually leaving United in this winter window? And for
so
the people watching as well, what do you think? Harry Maguire leaving United, what are the
so.
possibilities?
I think he will leave, but I don't think he'll leave this winter because for me,
Mm-hmm.
Ten Hag is kind of going to use him as a bit part player, as squad depth, just in case because we're in all the competitions still: Europa
Yeah,
League,
yeah.
FA Cup, the League Cup, which is being playing tomorrow, and
Mm-hmm.
obviously the Premier League push. But I think he'll be used as a bit part player, and they'll sell him
Yeah.
over the summer. I think most likely he'll leave.
The thing is, though, that when he does come on, he comes on for like 5 minutes at the end of a game. So it's like he's just giving him a bit of game time to keep him happy. But as a football player, you want to play as many minutes as possible. And 5 minutes here and there at the end of a game, it's not really enough, especially. So from my side, right, the way I see it is we paid £80 million for this idiot called Harry Maguire, and now he's just sat warming the bench and he comes on for 5 minutes at the end of the game. And were it you, Shaz, that sent me that little screenshot of him sharing the last 8 games that he's played that we've won? And he did nothing in any of them games, by the way. He came on in the last 5 minutes and he won of every one of them.
Yeah, I sent you that. It was quite funny that I
Yeah,
knew it
bro,
would get on your nerves.
that just annoyed me so much, bro. I've seen people share stuff like that about Harry Maguire, and it's like, how can you actually condone this type of crap? You've played 5 minutes in maybe 3 or 4 games, or maybe more minutes or more games, and you're claiming that you've helped the squad win. It's like, come on, man, you're a grown adult, man. Let get to grips with reality, innit?
I think he'll go. To be fair, I don't know how optimistic is this winter window in the next month, but I think by the summer he'll be gone for sure. If
Yeah.
ten if I put another spin on it, so you're right that 5 minutes here or there is kind of pointless. But if you look at
Mm-hmm.
it, Ten Hag's quite clever. What he'll do is he knows that Varane and Martinez are his go-to boys. What he'll do is in the last 5 minutes, provided United are like dominating and
winning.
have a decent and winning. I think what he'll do is to protect like the Varane, because obviously he needs obviously rest every now and then, and Martinez obviously is decent. So what he might just do is give it cover just to see out the games. I agree, it's not the ideal solution, but I think that's what he might do in the interim, and then get rid of him this summer.
Which is fair, because it gives us that little bit of squad depth in case we need him as a backup. But then,
Exactly.
bro, we've also got Phil Jones as backup.
Phil Jones, we still got him. I didn't even know.
Bro, the best backup partnership ever: Harry Maguire and Phil Jones.
Oh dear.
Would you put them both in at the same time, bro? Starting 11, Phil Jones and Harry Maguire, bro.
I think I saw that. I think this time last year in January when I went to the Wolves game, which we lost 1-0, I think Jones and Maguire were playing, and that was pretty painful to watch.
Bro, I'm not even going to say anything. That it just proves my point that they both played and we lost.
Exactly, yeah. It didn't have the best of games.
It makes sense for Harry Maguire to leave because obviously he's dropped in that pecking order for a centre-back. I mean, we've even played Luke Shaw at centre-back over a proper centre-back. Like Luke Shaw's a left back, and he's playing centre-back over someone whose main role in the team is a centre-back. So it just goes to show that we don't need him. And it means that it shows me that shows me Ten Hag does not want him in the team. Because if he did, he would have picked Harry Maguire over Luke Shaw. If he wanted to keep him. And it clearly shows that he's not good enough for the United squad. So, I think right. By summer, he should be gone. For more than one reason. A, we don't need him at United. Ten Hag doesn't want him. And secondly, obviously, the World Cup's coming, and I'm guessing he wants to play in the World Cup. So if he wants to get into the World Cup squad, which he probably won't do if he stays at United, he's going to have to go to a team and start actually performing and actually doing his job properly to get into that World Cup squad.
I think the fact that Rio Ferdinand
apologize, Chaz. Not the World Cup, the next Euros, sorry. The next Euros.
Yeah, next year. That's fine. Yeah, next year. So I think Rio Ferdinand summed it up perfectly when he said, it's an insult when you as a central defender can't make the first 11, but our first choice left back has effectively taken Harry Maguire's position and played better than him at that position, because that's just insult to injury, if anything else.
Mm-hmm. No, definitely, bro. Definitely, I agree with you. But let's just hope we see the back of Harry Maguire quicker than than summer. I'm hoping he's gone this window, but it's not looking likely because the only rumor I've heard is Aston Villa, and it's not that's probably like a 25% possibility. There are other teams that are looking at getting him, but I doubt anyone's actually going to want to sign him with his, the fact that he's so low down on our pecking order at United. There's not going to be many teams that are going to want him because they know he's not good enough.
The thing is, United are going to make a loss on whatever they sell him for because no one's going to pay 80 million for him.
Oh yeah, no one's going to. No one's stupid enough besides. No one's stupid enough to pay 80 million for Harry Maguire besides the Glaciers. That let's just put it that way, bro.
Yeah, I think you summed that up nicely. So I think we can leave it at that.
Well, let's move on to another player, Shaz, that you've been saying that should have left Man United a long time ago. Your boy Anthony Martial.
So you asked me to back the guy. I did.
And, you backed him for half a season, and I think I was wrong in telling you to back him, bro.
And you told me I bit my lip and said, okay, I'll do it for Shaz. And unfortunately, after watching the game against was it who did we play? Everton. I think for me that was like, listen, bro. Thanks, but see you, bro. See you. It's
not good enough, is it? It's not good enough.
Not for centre forward, bro.
Bro, you kept telling me that this guy needs to go, and I kept telling you to back him. You're right. And now I'm switched over to the other side. I'm like, this guy needs to go. Your camera's just gone fully off there, Black, bro. I don't know what happened there.
Don't worry.
You've been kicked out of that room, bro. You kicked out of that room now, yeah?
Yeah, just give me a sec. Let me just readjust.
No, it's all good, bro. It's all good. But yeah, like I was saying, bro, you were the one that kept saying that this guy needs to go, and I kept saying, nah, bro, give the guy a chance. Give the guy a chance. But how many chances can I keep telling you to give this guy? He just doesn't come forward and do his job. He doesn't score enough goals.
No,
I think Ronaldo actually scored more goals than him in that season that he were back. And
Exactly.
that
That's my
proves
point,
that
bro.
he's obviously, this guy's supposed to be our number one centre forward. And Ten
Yeah.
Hag said it that he can't handle the pressure of some of the games. He can't work the way Ten Hag wants him to work. Ten Hag said it himself in an interview recently that with Martial, he gets subbed off at about 60, 65 minutes to get, and then because he can't handle the physicality the way Ten Hag wants him to do, he can't press. And then the way I put it is very lazy. He doesn't
Yeah.
press. He doesn't move for the ball. He expects the ball to come to him, and he just stands around doing nothing until the ball comes to his feet. And for a centre forward, you don't want that. You want a centre forward that can move about. You want a centre forward that can get in the right positions, like what's he called? The one that we had, Shaz, Cavani.
Cavani, yeah.
Cavani knows how to get in the right position to finish the movement, and we really need a centre forward that can do that, because our midfield and our wingers can put the ball in the right places. But if we don't have a centre forward that can be in the right place, we're not going to be scoring the goals that we need to be scoring.
No, I agree. I think that's the problem, bro. So Martial has a lot of talent, has a lot of ability, but I don't think that anyone's seen it properly at United. And I think partly it goes down to the fact that he's not been managed properly. Obviously, you had Louis van Gaal, you had Oli, you had Mourinho, and then you had who did we have? The interim manager, Ranić, and obviously Ten Hag has come in now. So I think that's the fifth manager. He's tried. I think he had a good preseason, but I think Ten Hag, what he's doing is he's trying to weed out the talent from the players that he can trust. And for me, now, I think he'll keep it. I think he'll keep him there, but I think he's got to see a far better return, because the tweet that I sent you this afternoon about Weghorst. So just for those that don't know, Weghorst is a striker that plays for Burnley, but it's currently on loan at Besiktas in Turkey. Obviously, Burnley didn't stay in the Premier League, and kind of the clause was that if they didn't stay, they would loan him out to another team. But that's fine. Different story. So, like I said, it made no sense for this Weghorst, but we go back to the fact that we don't have options. Obviously, CR7 left. And he went to Saudi. That's for another podcast. I don't have enough time to talk about it today, but that's see the options. And the problem is, as me and Chaz have talked about in a number of podcasts, is with the Glazers now looking to sell, they effectively are saying we're not going to invest money in getting new players unless someone goes and you can recoup that money.
Even then, bro, they won't. Because that money will be just going into their pocket before they leave. Now, exactly. I want to just move back to a little thing that you said about Ten Hag doing certain things, because he's brought in a lot of changes at Man United at whatever level he can. So within the squad, he's got the discipline. I mean, we heard Rashford say that he got punished. He got benched for falling asleep, for sleeping in and missing a meeting. Ronaldo got punished for leaving the stadium early, and now he's brought in a cap on wages. No one will get paid more than £200,000 a week, because he doesn't want jealousy with the other players. He doesn't want one player earning 400,000 while one player is earning 150, and there be jealousy between those players, because it's not, like, let's be honest, that's not good for squad harmony.
I think that's good, because it might not work straight away, but what it's effectively saying is you're playing for the badge. Play for the badge, win for the badge, win for the. What he's doing,
but the thing is, with that wage cap at 200, that doesn't mean that that's all that player is going to be able to get, because you can add bonuses onto it. Okay, so for a striker, you can add goal scoring bonuses. Defenders and goalkeepers, you can have clean sheet bonuses. Midfielders, you can have different types of bonuses, appearance fees, and unused sub fees and stuff like that, bro. So there's a lot more to the 200,000 that a player can earn, as long as they've got the bonuses added into their contract. And the first player that's actually going to be hit by this is David De Gea. He's actually come out and said that he doesn't think he's played well enough to earn the £350,000 that he's on, and he's willing to take a wage cut to stay at Man United. And obviously he'll be within that 200,000 cap that Ten Hag set, but then he'll get bonuses on top, for a goalkeeper, it's obviously going to be a clean sheet bonus. You'll get X amount per clean sheet. You'll get X amount for an appearance in the squad. You'll get X amount if you're an unused sub. There's other stuff like if you get an international appearance, you get a certain amount. If you get 50 or so appearances for your club, you can get like appearance bonuses, and there's a lot of bonuses that you can put into a clause for a footballer. So essentially, he's only been getting like let's say a base salary of 200. That's what you're starting with, or around about that. But the better you play, the more money you're going to get because of your bonuses. And that's an incentive for a player to start playing better and performing better, especially strikers and goalkeepers.
Yeah,
and defenders.
I think it nails it on the head that that's not all you'll get, but it's an incentive to say, look, we need to redress the balance because we've overpaid for donkeys players and they haven't performed. And sometimes it gives the self-respect back to what the club is all about. So don't worry about what everyone else is doing.
It also takes away players that want to come to United just for the money, because they know their wage isn't going to be over 200,000, and if they want 400 or 500, they're going to be like, the United is just going to turn around. No, we've got a cap. 200 is a cap. You play well, you get extra bonuses. You don't want to come. That means you want to just come for the money. See you in a bit. There's the door. Meeting's over.
Yeah.
It weeds out those players that are just going to be coming for the money. Like we had Sanchez, we had Di Maria, and there's other players. Like, okay, I'll throw his name in there. Ronaldo came back for the money. I mean, who else was going to pay a 36-year-old footballer £500,000 a week besides Man United? Let's be honest. The Glazers are just stupid, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Ronaldo's intentions weren't bad, but I think after that first season, as I mentioned to someone at work, they kind of should have just let him go. Yes, you're right, Shaz. They couldn't just let him go because the Glazers wanted the money. But I think that toxic environment, you know what? You just cut your losses and say, look, Ronaldo, we tried, we didn't get it. See you, bro.
That's it.
Listen, I wish you all the way. But like you said, the problem is that no one else wanted him or was going to pay. But that's their problem. That's not United's problem. United can pay that,
bro. Exactly.
Which means they're good. They have the money, but they shouldn't
got a
be
comment,
spending.
but I'm not sure what this is referencing to, so I'm just going to bring it up. Someone called A has just left an emoji. I'm not sure what the emoji was for because I've just seen the comment now. If you're still in the chat there, please elaborate on what that was for. And if you're in the chat, if you haven't left a comment, please leave your comments. Let us know your thoughts on anything to do with Man United. We'll answer as many questions as we can on this show, but strictly keeping Man United because this is a special edition of Premier League talk about Manchester United.
Exactly.
So the next topic, Shaz, I want to bring up is Casemiro. Now, there was a lot of there was a lot of people that I know that when we signed Casemiro, they were like, oh no, this is another Ronaldo. He's here for the money. He's washed up. He's not good enough. He's 30. He's at the end of his career. He's come to United to make some money. How wrong were those people, bro? How wrong were those people?
I think
Casemiro has played some of the best football I've seen him play at Man United. Yes, he played really good at Real Madrid, but we didn't see the best of him at Real Madrid because he had Toni Kroos, Luka Modric, and other players that around him, which to me, I think they took away his talent, not his talent. They took away what we could have seen from him because they were doing things and outshining him in performances. Because let's be honest, Modric is a workhorse. And we've seen that from Casemiro. Casemiro is like a tank, bro. He's at one end of the pitch, then he's at the other end of the pitch, and then he's back at this end of the pitch. He's just flying, bro. That guy's he's like a tank with a Ferrari engine, bro. That's all I'm going to say.
Let me add to that. So, essentially, United spent the whole summer looking for Frankie de Jong. What happens is Casemiro comes in, and I think that this was the bargain of the year. Because Casemiro, for me, defensive midfielders are at their best when they turn 30 because they're matured and play that system. Now, you're right to a point that at Madrid, because he had enough talent around him, he didn't shine as much, and you're seeing that more now. I don't think it's that he didn't
shine as much. People didn't really notice it because I think people around him were just having better performances. Like, at the time he was there, Ronaldo was there. Ronaldo was outshining anybody in that Real Madrid team. Luka Modric was outshining people. Toni Kroos was outshining people. And now you have Benzema outshining people. So it just, Casemiro, I think, was what people thought an afterthought. Yeah, he played, he did his job, he was all right. You know, he's like an afterthought. He didn't do anything special, but he did. If it wasn't with Casemiro doing what he did, those players around him, like Ronaldo, Benzema, Modric, wouldn't have the confidence to go and do what they did. Casemiro gave them that confidence to go forward and do that. And that's what he's doing at United. Like, the players around him know that, you know, if we lose the ball in midfield or in the final third, Casemiro's going to be there to cover that defense. And who else do you want in midfield covering your defense besides Casemiro, bro?
Yeah, no, it makes sense because he links up the midfield and defense perfectly. And I think for me, I think he's essentially going to grow as the season goes on.
Oh, yeah.
And you'll probably find out in the crucial games because they've got if you take Charlton out of it tomorrow, you've got City on the 14th, you've got Arsenal on the 22nd, you've got Barcelona coming up early Feb. So you've got some pretty big games.
We're gonna see him get better and better in those big games. And a game that I think we'll see him do his best is against Barcelona. Because to him, that's still a rivalry from Real Madrid against Barcelona. He's going to have that El Clasico mentality in that game. No, he's going to have that same mentality in Man United versus Man City because that's the new derby for him. He's never played a Manchester derby. That's a whole different thing compared to El Clasico, bro. But I think with Casemiro, we see the best of him. We haven't seen the best of him yet, like you said. And I think he's just going to get better and better as this season goes along.
No, without a doubt. And I think it'll be interesting to see how he plays, especially in the next couple of weeks. But like I said, obviously at the start of the season, he needed a bit of game time because the English Premier League's different. But I think you're seeing Ten Hag's vision that by doing that, yes, you have to suffer a bit, but you see the fruits of the labor. And I think Ten Hag, for me, is showing that he's a shrewd operator. So he's not afraid to make the difficult decisions. He dealt with CR7 perfectly. And I think going forward, the fact that you can put somebody on the bench for oversleeping shows you have discipline. I mean, it's probably not since the days of Fergie has anyone.
We've not seen that type of discipline since Fergie. You're right, man. Fergie disciplined his players in a different way, but I think the newer generation of footballers, like you've got your Sancho, your Rashford, and players like that, and the younger generation, they need the discipline as well. And I think Ten Hag has done it perfectly. He punished Rashford by benching him. He couldn't keep him out of the team because Rashford's our highest goal scorer. He's on fire right now, so that's why he benched him for like half the game.
Yeah,
Rashford just laughed it off. We've had the talk. He got punished for it. It's it is what it is. It happens. We've moved on.
Exactly,
and that happens, bro. That happens. It's life. I mean, I know it well that people do oversleep, bro. People, turn their alarm off and stay asleep, bro, when you're waiting for them. Do you get what I mean? But it's one of those things. I think Rashford's learnt from it. They'll probably make sure it doesn't happen again so he doesn't get punished again because the next time it happens, that punishment will be more severe. The first time Ronaldo left the stadium early with other players, not just Ronaldo, in pre-season, he got a warning. The second time he did it, he got benched against Chelsea, I think it was. And obviously now he's left, so there's going to be no more punishments for him. Well, not at Man United anyway.
I think it... Go on.
Go on, bro. No, go on, bro.
No, I was just going to wrap this segment up by basically saying that the discipline is good because he's enforcing a good work ethic for the rest of the season.
Exactly. He's just trying to get the best out of the bunch of players that he's got. Because let's be honest, he's inherited this squad from, the other managers, from Yannick, from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He's inherited a squad that he probably didn't want some of those players there. A couple of players I'm going to mention: McTominay, Maguire, Phil Jones. There's a couple of other players in there that I probably haven't mentioned that he probably didn't want at this team. In this team, and he's done well with what he's got. I mean, we're pushing top 4 at the moment. We're still in the FA Cup, we're still in the League Cup, we're still in Europa League for now. We're still in all three of those cups and we've competitions, and we're still, I think we're third now in the Premier League, aren't we?
Yeah,
or fourth.
Joint third.
I think we're joint third with a team, so we're not doing too bad considering we started the season with McFred in the. We started the season with McFred. We started it with a bad defense with Harry Maguire in there. We started it. Let's be honest. We started it with an old aging Ronaldo who just didn't perform well. And now look at us. We're third in the Premier League. We've got Martinez, we've got Casemiro, we've got Rashford back on form. We're going to see Sancho hit form again. That's another player I want to move on to next, Shaz. Sancho is going to be back soon, hopefully. I know from what I've read about it. I don't know, obviously, the situation personally for him, what's going on. He's had a lot of issues personally that he's been dealing with during the World Cup. He was over in Amsterdam on recommendation from Ten Hag. He was training, getting his fitness levels back up with coaches by Ten Hag gave him a couple of people to go out and train with. He's now back in Manchester training. Now, as far as I know, I don't think he's still he's not training at the moment with the first team. But I think in the next couple of weeks, he will join up again with the first team. And hopefully we see some good performance. Hopefully Ten Hag sees something in him in training where he gets at least an opportunity to be on the bench and come on in a game and show us, what he can do. Because I want to see Sancho hit the form that he had at Borussia Dortmund. I want to see him link up with Rashford on that form, bro. Those two will be unstoppable. And then add Martial into that mix. That's going to be as long as Martial has a good game. I won't say he plays amazing, but as long as he has a good game, them three up front are going to be lethal. And then you've got Anthony as well, who could link up with Rashford and Sancho. If you put Rashford through the middle, put Sancho on the left and Anthony on the right, that's a lethal combination if they're all on form, bro.
Yeah, if they're all on form, and I think now that we've moved on to Sancho, obviously, I think he's had that individual personalized training program, which I think is good for him. And in terms of his confidence, Ten Hag's doing the right thing. So rather than put him in and him not perform well and not be mentally with it, I think he's given him the time that he needs, which is right, because what he's doing is he's saying, look, guys, I do care about you. But at the same time, if I care about you, I need you to be able to understand that you've got to repay the favor. And by repaying the favor, he's got to work. He's got to regain his own magic, which I think Ten Hag will get out of him. It can affect players differently.
Mm-hmm. I think there's obviously, I don't know what's going on in that guy's personal life, and that's none of my business. It's none of our business as people that don't know him. But obviously, something I think that has affected him is the Euros last year where he missed the penalty. I think that's part of what's affected him. I don't think that's the only thing that's bothering him. I think there's going to be other issues personally that he's going through. But yeah, you're right. Ten Hag has shown him, I do care. And I think Sancho will repay that favour by working hard, getting his fitness back, performing well and doing his best to, show Ten Hag, you backed me and now I'm going to, you showed me you care. I'm going to show you, what I can do because, you showed me you can look after me. I'm going to be here to make sure your team performs and we win. Yeah,
no doubt. And I think it'd be interesting. And I think January might be a bit too soon to see him play. I think around probably February, March time, if all goes to plan.
Do you know what I would do, bro? I would actually have him on the bench for the game tomorrow against Charlton.
Yeah, could be.
I'd have him on the bench. I probably wouldn't start him because he's not at full fitness, but players do need match time. I know he's not got the fitness level yet, but he also needs match fitness. He needs match experience. So, though he hasn't hit full peak for his fitness, there's an opportunity to give him a bit of game time in the second half if we're winning. Give him, that confidence. Go out there. You're in a team that's already winning. Go out there and do something. Show me what you can do. Whether you score, whether you make a mistake or something, it doesn't matter because we're winning. Go out there and do something. Get your confidence. That'll give him that confidence that the manager's got confidence in him, and it'll boost his confidence a little bit. That, but you're right. I think
Yeah,
it
no
is too
doubt.
soon
Listen,
right now. I think it is. I think you're right though. It is too soon for him, and I don't think Ten Hag will have him on the bench tomorrow. But I think towards the end of the season, maybe between the City and Arsenal game, we might see him on the bench. We might even see him on the bench against Arsenal. But I'd expect to see him on the bench at the start of February, after the Barcelona game
yeah,
at least. I want to see
yeah,
him back in the
realistically.
team because Sancho's a good player. When he's on his game, he's a good player, and we need a player like that in the team at his top level, as well as Rashford. And I hope Anthony hits form because he's had some stinkers recently.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what Sancho was like when Man United played Liverpool and beat them 2-1 earlier in the season. So he's got that in
Yeah,
him. I
he
think he just needs
scored
to.
his first goal against Liverpool, didn't he, for United?
Yeah, that was his first goal. Yeah. So the times are positive. I think he just needs a
Yeah,
bit of game time, as Shaz said. But
definitely.
we'll cover that more going forward.
Yeah, I mean,
In the
definitely,
podcast. Yeah.
definitely. Let's talk about one player, Shaz. Obviously, the talk of Man United right now is all around Rashford. So I'll jump up and say I think Ten Hag has done amazing with Rashford compared to the Rashford we saw previously to what we're seeing now. It's like it's a completely different player, bro. He's helped him mentally. He's helped him work on his game. Now, there's a lot of people saying that it's not just down to Ten Hag. It's also then down to the coach, the striking coach, Benny McCarthy.
Yes.
Now, I don't think it's just them two, right? Benny McCarthy and Ten Hag can only do so much for Rashford, but Rashford has to do the rest.
Exactly.
Rashford's put the work in, and now he's seeing the fruits of his labor, right? So it's a credit to Rashford, it's a credit to Ten Hag, and it's a credit to Benny McCarthy. It's a credit to all three, but mainly I will give that credit to Rashford for turning his game around. With the help that he's been given, he's had that
Yeah. No,
personalized plan, similar to what Sancho's got. So the thing with Ten Hag, bro, he sees a problem and then he puts a solution in place to sort it out.
he
Now,
will do that. That's the thing because he's the
I've
type
not
of
seen
manager.
a manager at United do that, bro. I've not seen a manager at United do anything like that from the Fergie days. Fergie knew how to do that, and now Ten Hag does, which is why I keep saying Ten Hag is definitely the right manager to move Man United forward. Maybe not back into the glory days, but in the right direction right now. And maybe in a couple of seasons we'll be back fighting for, challenging for the title, challenging for the Champions League,
Yeah,
winning
it's not
trophies. It is
it's not
not
going
going
to
to be an
happen.
overnight success, bro.
Exactly. Yeah. So
And there's people, bro, out there that saying United are going to win the Premier League this season. Let's be realistic. It's an opportunity. It's a possibility, but I think the possibility of that happening is very low.
But
Just
I think what it does do is it instills that work ethics that going forward, as you've just said, even if it's not this season or in a couple of seasons' time, you start the hard work now. So by the time you get
yeah.
there, you've eventually got to that point of being able to deal. Like the City game on Saturday, there's a very big possibility United will get beaten. But the difference is it's how they deal with that. Like as
It's how they
they
deal
said
with
on
the defeat and come back.
yeah, exactly. As they said on Talksport, Man City on their day can beat anybody, so there's no shame in Chelsea losing. But it's
But
the
bro,
manner of the
hold on,
manner
bro.
of the defeat.
Saying Man City on their day can beat anybody. That's the same with any club. If Man
No,
United
no, no.
perform at their top level, Man United can beat any
Yeah,
team. But it's the same
that's
with
true.
Chelsea as well, bro. Chelsea at their best could beat any team. Arsenal at their best can beat any team. You can like I said, you can say that about any team.
No, what I mean is, if you look at the way Pep set his side up, if you go to United, if you go to City, being realistic, like okay, look at Chelsea. Yes, you're right. On their day, they can beat anybody. But if you are willing to fight and you lose, and you say, okay, look, they were just a better team, then fans can accept that. But what you
Yeah.
cannot accept is meek surrender, as in you go down 3-0 half time, no shots on goal, no attempts, and you're like, well, what are you even doing? That's just what I want to add to that. Yeah, go for it.
No, that's cool, bro. That's cool. I agree with you. It's about the mentality of the squad. So if you lose a game, you lose a game. You learn your mistakes from that game and you move on to the next and try not to make those mistakes again. That's how you develop. That's how you become a better player, a better team. And previous seasons, United haven't had that. They've gone into games where they've gone 2-0 down, they've gone 3-0 down, and then you can tell by the body language of the players they've just give up. But
exactly.
Now what happens is if United concede first, their mentality is different. They don't have that bad body language. They put their head down, they start working hard, they start moving forward, they start creating chances. And that's the mentality that you want, bro.
Exactly, and I think that just shows the fact that they've got this good style of play. And as we said, the Wolves game might not have been pretty, but they got the job done. Rashford came on, he got the goal. And sometimes you got to win ugly, and that's the best way of looking at it. It's essentially how do you line a side up to deal with teams that you're not going to be able to break down that easy. Against Liverpool and City, you probably get more chances. But teams like Wolves, teams like Palace, teams like, for example, Villa, they might be quite defensive, like with Unai Emery, as a good example. I mean, we've seen multiple occasions where they've struggled, but they can get the result done. That's all that matters.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. You're right. You're right there. Again, hopefully this mentality that we're seeing in Man United going forward and the performance levels doesn't drop. And I think with Ten Hag there, I don't think it will. I think he won't let it because I think he sets his standards higher than other managers have set previously at United. But we'll move on, bro. Last segment, we're going to talk about a couple of rumours. One is in the title, so we'll jump onto that first. João Felix was mentioned as a target for Man United, but it looks like the deal's off because he's on his way to Chelsea. A couple of reasons why the deal didn't go through. From what I've heard, is it's only a 6-month loan, and they wanted 12 million euros for it. Is that right, Shaz? 12 million?
Yeah, 12 million, yeah.
So that's 2 million euros a month.
Well, however they structure it,
but that's very weird. Plus, they wanted United to pay the wages. United got the fee down to about. United got the fee down to about 9.5 million. But at that point, United still had to pay all his wages, and it didn't work out for a 6-month deal. It was too much. Now, obviously, Arsenal were after him, and now he's actually, by the looks of it, bro, he's very, very close to signing for Chelsea. It's not 100% done. João Felix has said yes to Chelsea. The loan deal is going to cost them 11 to 12 million euros until June. Now, this seems with no option to buy. Yeah. All this is with no option to buy. So, for me, this seems like Chelsea are panic. Well, I wouldn't say buying because it's a loan, but they're panic buying a loan, getting a loan deal in place because they've just got smashed by City and they're not doing well at the moment.
Yeah, I agree. So that's what I said. So they obviously lost. They've decided to go into the market and get somebody. But like I said,
they're paying the odds. United and Arsenal weren't willing to pay over the odds for him, but Chelsea are, that's what I'm trying. That shows me it's a panic buy.
Yeah, I said this to you on the chat as well. That it literally is. Yes, you could say, could you get in the summer? But no one wants Chelsea's leftovers. I definitely don't want to see Chelsea's leftovers.
If he goes to Chelsea, we'll see how well he plays in the Premier League, and I guarantee he's going to be another Timo Werner, just like Nunes.
Exactly, yeah.
A couple of other rumours that I've seen recently. United are pushing to sign Bayern Munich striker Eric Choupo-Moting this January. I don't think that'd be a good signing. I don't think that's a good signing, Shaz. I know by the way your hand movement there, bro, you don't agree with that either.
Bro, listen, we're not having this discussion.
Another one that you mentioned earlier is the player from Burnley, Weghorst.
Yeah, Weghorst.
I don't agree with that either. I've never seen the guy play. I've never heard him mentioned. I've never heard good things about him. I've never heard bad things about him. To me, he just seems like another, I don't know, just another name that's just the media have just put out there.
Yeah, I mean, if I go back to the Joao Felix, I think yes, it's a panic buy, and as I mentioned, I think there's no point in spending 18 million on a
Mhm.
loan. I did say this to you, Shaz, that I reckon if you're going to spend 18 million on a loan, buy him outright. I
Yeah.
mean, if you're going to spend that much money, pay another 10 million and buy him outright. If that's
Exactly,
the
bro.
case,
The problem right now, though, with United is the Glaciers know that they've been pushed to sell the club, and there's obviously talks going on in the background that we don't know about with whichever company are looking to buy United. And the Glaciers have now said, right, we're selling. We're not spending any more money on players permanently, but we'll sanction loan deals until we leave. And then in the summer, you'll have a new owner. They can do whatever they want.
yeah,
Now, let's hope the sale goes through quickly, and let's hope we do have new owners by the end of the season where Ten Hag can say, right, these are the players I want. Go out and get them. Don't mess around like you did with Frankie de Jong. Don't mess around like you did with Cody Gakpo. Just get the players I'm telling you, and I'll show you why I want them.
exactly, yeah.
Now, this player that we just mentioned, Weghurst, there's people that I've seen on Twitter, Shaz, and I'm not even lying to you, bro. They've come out and said, if Ten Hag wants Weghurst, I want Weghurst. These people don't
Okay,
even know who this player is. They're just saying, I'm backing my manager because he's my manager. But that's very foolish because not everything Ten Hag is going to do or does is going to be the right move. Yes, he's made a lot of good decisions going forward, and he's still making good decisions, but there will be a time where he makes some bad decisions. And I think if there's any truth to this rumor for Weghurst, I think it's a bad move on Ten Hag's part. Now, maybe I'm proven wrong if we sign him and he actually plays really well, but who knows, bro? I mean, if we sign him, I'm still going to be very reluctant to say, I'm going to be very reluctant until I see something from him that proves that he should be in a United shirt.
I can't see it happening, to be honest.
I hope not, bro. I hope not.
I don't think it should happen. I think it's a panic buy like Odion Igalo
So
was like last year.
I know we're talking about a lot of players incoming to United, and we've spoken about two players outgoing as Martial and Harry Maguire, but there are two other players, Shads, that have been in some of the rumours leaving Man United. So, firstly, we've got Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I know we heard a rumour previously that Crystal Palace were after signing him back, but now actually Wolves are in the race as well to sign him.
Yes,
How
I
do you
heard
feel
that as
about that,
well.
bro? How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, part of me is like, let's see what Ten Hag does. But I mean, if it hasn't worked out and Dallo is going to play, then you could essentially move him on. I
Yeah,
mean, the
man.
best way of looking at it is essentially if Wan-Bissaka put the good cross in when they beat Forest, so he has good supply with him. Now,
Yeah,
if
of
Ten
course.
Hag can get anything out of him, good for him to keep him.
I
But if
think
not, then I say move him on.
the last few games where we've seen Wan-Bissaka, he's played a lot differently. He's played more of an aggressive game. His tackling's a lot more mature than it was before. Before he was lunging into tackles, he was just sliding in everywhere with his tackles.
Yeah,
But now he's staying on his feet. He's clearing the ball better. He's tackling better. He's actually moving forward as a wing, like a winger better. He's getting crosses in. He's doing a lot better than what I thought he could actually. His best was. So maybe it's worthwhile keeping him and having him and Dalot fight for that position because you'll get the best out of both of them.
yeah. No, we'll have to
Now,
see what happens.
Now, there's another player, Shaz. I think you'll be happy to hear of rumors of him leaving, and you'll be happy when he does leave. Is Scott McTominay? There's a rumor that Newcastle are willing to pay between 30 to 40 million for him, and maybe 50 million. And I think for a player who's come through the academy, getting 50 million for him now and getting him gone is better than having him in the team and him not playing, bro.
I think he'll do well at Newcastle. I think if he does, because I think his style of play suits that kind
Yeah,
of team. I mean, from United, he
definitely.
he came through the academy, but he's done okay. I wouldn't say he's done brilliantly, but yeah, I wouldn't be too adverse to see him go.
No, I mean, I think you'll be very happy to see him go. Let's be honest, Shaz. You don't like McFred, and the part of McFred you don't like is the Muck part, not the Fred.
Yeah, I think it's one of those that I'd rather see move on and we find new pastures for him. But
Definitely.
we'll have to see what happens.
Last question before we wrap up, Shaz. Last question before we wrap up. We've hit the 45-minute mark. Last question, bro. Realistically, if we were to sign a forward, a striker right now, who should it be? Realistically, bro.
Bro, realistically, I could give you unrealistically. I can't give you realistically.
Even unrealistically, okay, bro. Any name that pops to your head, bro. Any name. Realistically,
Okay,
unrealistically, it just don't matter.
So the player I mentioned, I think I sent you the name on the chat. Dusan Vlahovic of Juve.
You did, yeah. From Juve, yeah.
I think he'd do well. And I think he was one of the ones that Radnic said we should sign. And I think that because Juve are in financial difficulties, I think
could be a deal.
Capitalize on that.
I think there'll be a deal there if they need the money, especially, bro.
Exactly. So for striker, yes, him. And then in terms of who else are we looking at? Midfield, you said?
Yeah, we're looking at some midfielders. So obviously we need someone who can partner Casemiro. Obviously Eriksen's in there, but we need someone who can partner both of them and complement them very well.
Yeah, I mean that's another interesting. We need someone that knows how to hold the ball up, play it forward, and is confident with his passing.
We need someone who plays similar to the way Camavinga plays. That's a player that Ranić said we should sign, and we didn't sign him, and the scouts said he wasn't good. I don't know what games those scouts were watching, bro. I don't know who those scouts were, but they got that one dead wrong, bro.
They definitely. I don't.
If we had Camavinga, we wouldn't even need Casemiro. We wouldn't have even signed Casemiro. That's the truth, bro.
And, I agree with that, and I think that's the problem now. Camavinga is going to be at Madrid for the rest of his life because the sell-on clause is just going to be too stupid to pay.
100%.
So yeah, we're gonna have to.
Let's move on to defense, bro. If you could partner anyone with Martinez, who are we going for?
If I could partner anyone with Martinez,
that's available. That's a player right now, not someone who's retired, bro. I know you're gonna say Vidic or Rio or someone.
Okay, well, yeah. Since you've taken that option away, it's an interesting one. Who can we do? I mean, I liked what's his name? Did he go to Bayern or is he still at Barca? Who's that Ajax defender we were after? Not
Timber.
Not yet. Timber's one good option, but I don't think they'll get him.
Is that not who you mean?
No, I'm talking about another one. Plays for Holland. Was good mates with Frankie de Jong. What's his name?
You mean Van Dijk?
Not Van Dijk, mate. No one should ever touch Van Dijk with a 10-foot pole. I can't think of the name, but we do need someone to partner him. Let me see if I can find the name.
I'm having a look now, bro. I've got the squad. I'm just getting the squad up now. He played for Ajax. Is it Pasveer?
No.
Daley Bling, Jurien Timber, Steven Berghuis, Davy Klaassen, Kenneth Taylor. Those are the only ones in the Holland squad that were from Ajax, bro.
Oh yeah, no, he's at Bayern right now. Matthijs de Ligt.
Oh yeah, I know who you mean.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I couldn't remember where he was.
So good. Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Another solid, but getting him from Bayern probably is like unrealistic.
It's going to be a struggle. It's going to be a struggle.
But yeah, he was one that.
Yeah. No, I get what you mean. Bro. Now, lastly, if you could pick, let's say De Gea's on the chopping block, right? Like, let's say he's a player that's outgoing. Who do you replace him with?
Well, are you going to bring Henderson back in or not?
Let's say we could bring Henderson back, or you could sign another goalkeeper.
I would sign that goalkeeper Trapp that plays for a German side, Bologna. Not Bologna. Sorry.
Personally, myself, I would bring Dean Henderson back. If De Gea is going to be leaving, I'd bring Dean Henderson back and make him number one. Yeah. If he wants to stay, that's if he wants to stay. I've got a feeling. I've got a feeling end of his loan at Forest, he's going to turn around and say, I want to leave and we're going to sell him. That's the way I see it. Because he's not going to stick around at United to be number 2 anymore. And that was proven when he left. He left Man United on loan without even speaking to Ten Hag.
Yeah, he did. It'd be interesting to see what happens with that, but we'll find out.
One last question, sorry, bro. If the deal goes through, do you bring Harry Kane to Manchester United or not?
Do I bring Harry Kane? Yes, I'll bring him.
You bring Harry Kane to Man United this season if you could, or the end of the season for next season. You would.
I'll bring him. I'll bring him because he's guaranteed to win something at United than he is at Tottenham. And
but the guy bottles everything, bro. He bottled the penalty at the World Cup. He bottles things for Spurs all the time. Are you sure you want a bottle job at United and bringing that mentality to United? Are you sure about that, bro?
Bro, it's Tottenham. Tottenham are just known to bottle everything up anyway.
He's got the Tottenham mentality, bro. He's got the Tottenham spirit in him, hasn't he? That's why he bottled it at the World Cup.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. I mean, I don't think it'll ever happen because he's too scared to push for a move.
Hasn't he signed a new contract at Spurs?
Yeah, he recently signed one last year.
I thought so. So that deal's never going to happen. I wouldn't pay. If I was to be okay with Harry Kane coming to United, it would have to be for a fee below 50 million. I wouldn't pay more than 50 million for him.
No chance. Yeah.
No one would, but if someone's going to sign him in the next few seasons, they will have to pay about 80 million to 100 million for him.
Exactly, yeah.
Just because the market is so bad. What are your thoughts on Memphis Depay being linked to Man United, bro? Back to United.
Oh, bro. I don't know, bro. It doesn't work.
Barcelona obviously still need money. They've got no other rights or parts of the company that they can sell. So they're going to have to start selling players. And I've also heard Frankie de Jong has now turned around and told Barca he wants to leave.
Yeah, he wants to leave, but whether they sell him or not is a different thing because...
No. The reason he wouldn't leave before is because of the wages that he were owed.
Yeah, I mean, if it can happen, by all means, I wouldn't mind it. But I guess we'll have to see what...
He'd fit perfectly in with Casemiro and Eriksen. Because he's a ball-playing midfielder. He can defend and he can move. He can get forward. So he's a perfect type of player that we need. But I don't think we're going to get him.
No, I doubt that. But we'll only time will tell. But stay tuned.
But boys, we will wrap up now. As we said earlier, the official Twitter for the channel are underneath here. You've got the Facebook, you've got the Twitter, and you've got the YouTube channel there as well. Our official Twitters are here and over here. So if you want to get one of us, privately, personally on our Twitters there, you've got that there. All the socials are there for you to contact us. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Appreciate the love and support. We'll be back again in a couple more days with another show. Maybe it won't be a special edition for Man United. Maybe we'll do a special edition on Liverpool or even Shazzy's favourite team, Arsenal. But we'll see in it, bro. We'll see. But Shaz, any final thoughts? Any last things you want to say before we wrap up?
No, it's been a great show. Interesting to cover all things United for a change. But let's see what happens. And as I said, we'll be back with more content in the near future. But until then, take it easy.
Peace out, people. Peace out.